Say we live. I'm about to check it. Let's see. Let's see. Kind we good. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And a couple of brothers, the Elder Tazapah, a couple of brothers from the Houston camp. Again, the Wadi How Bashim Awashaba back with another Thursday live. The Lord got us weekly, which you got apostles, elders, and brothers touching on news daily, man. But as would have it, the Lord got us out here in Houston every Thursday. Brothers get together and push out this news. Because what else we got to look forward to in this world, man? None but these prophecies coming to pass. And there's many things that's about to happen in this world, and is a couple of them main prophecies that's left. You got the you got the MOTB, which the CBDC is just a catalyst to lead to that RFID micro-C here being implemented. But also you got World War III. That's the main two things that's going to happen. But between that is, as you see in the title, it's going to be pestilences, diseases, right? Uproars of the people, so on and so forth. So a lot of things are about to take place here in these latter times, man, that we living in. And like Yahweh Shai said, blessed are our eyes, because many prophets, righteous men wanted to see what we see. Like I said, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, at the end, it shall speak and not lie, man. So we'll hop into it. Like I said, as you see, in the title says CBDCs are a threat to your freedom, and also pandemic 2.0 in the making. But Elder Tazapah, if you got something, you got it.
Yeah. I'll just open up with this. For those of you brethren out there and sisters that have this truth, you got the best thing. All right, hold on to this for dear life, because it's not valued in this world, of course. This is why the scripture teaches us to love not this world, because once you start, or you start that love affair with this world, then you're gonna want the things that come with this world. Your whole value system is gonna be off. It's gonna be materialistic. All right. So in other words, you're gonna value the bag, you're gonna value the fat ass, the big titties, the pretty face. You're gonna value the cars, the clothes, all of that. And the Heavenly Father is about to put an end to all of that. All right. But this truth, which is not valued in this world, is going to turn out to be the most precious thing. All right. And with that truth, you can, or you have access to the salvation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, or Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You have access to that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be saved, but you got a shot. All right. So hold on to it for dear life. And this is recorded in Matthew 24:13, where it speaks about, well, I'm going to read it. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, before the brother gets started. Okay, Salakia. All right. There we go. Matthew chapter 24. All Right, Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so having this truth that's the start, but holding on to it. All right, remaining in obedience to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is what this is about. So I'm gonna read one more going into the lesson, and then you got it. And this is out of Psalm 62, verse 10. It says, "Trust not in oppression." All right, and that's this world. Alex Jones said it the best. This is a prison planet. All right, so you in love with this world, you in love with oppression. You trusting in oppression because that's all that we under this so-called white man, the goddamn devil. All right, and he don't want us. He does nothing for your benefit or for your well-being. Everything he does is to our detriment as a people, as a nation. All right. So this is why the scripture here is saying again, Psalm 62 and 10, trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. All right. A lot of you going to find yourself in a bad case because you trust or trusted in uncertain riches. All right. And it's going to bring you to calamity. It's going to bring you to ruin. But those of you who trust in this truth, although it ain't valued in this world, the Heavenly Father is getting ready to make it very valuable. Hence, it was Isaiah 4, starting at verse 1, the Most High is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. And that's those men with the truth. It's the truth that's going to make those men more precious than fine gold. All right? So with that, you got it. Oh, I can't hear you, brother.
Oh, Salaki, I had it on mute.
Okay.
But Kanye, Shalom Tala Akim Akwat on the comment, boy, how about Shimao Shabrakatham. But we'll hop into the first segment of the lesson. As you see, the title says CBDCs are a threat to your freedom. And again, we talk about this, man. We've been talking about this for the past year or two, that central bank digital currencies are coming, which again is just a foreshadowing to the MOTB, the CHIP. But they need to get the people used to these things. Like Elder Tazapah, you mentioned last week, like if you're watching a YouTube video and a ad come on, it's been those ads saying, look, Americans, you can get some money, sign up, you can get $6,500. They want to get people used to getting stimulus checks, used to depending on the government. So look, when all hell, not even all hell break loose just yet, but when an event happen, people go be running to the government, man, with their hands out.
Right. I got to make a correction. I got to make a correction. I quoted Isaiah, the 13th chapter, I believe beginning at the 12th verse, but Isaiah, the 4th chapter goes with that. So I just wanted to clear that up.
But
so
yeah.
What?
So like it.
No, you good, brother.
So what happened to this first vid? We're going to play the whole thing. It's just an 8-minute watch. Now this Glenn Beck. And you see the title, it says, and this was put out a day ago. It says 3 examples of exactly why CBDCs are a threat to your freedom, which we've been saying. Well, the Bible been saying that. You got people out there, Ty, we always talking about CBDCs or the MOTB digital currency. Again, as I like to say, the news change. The prophecies go stay the same. We go bring out these same precepts and update on the new news that's being brought out. So we going, and again, this is not nothing we haven't heard yet. This just to keep us in the loop of things, man. So let's go ahead and let this video play. And Advertiser Pop, you got any point while it's playing, just let me know and I'll pause it.
Coin is down, $537 today.
Panic!
I know, panic. It is incredible. It's almost up to 40,000 again.
I know.
It's like $38,000 or $37,000 now per Bitcoin.
Legitimately incredible, considering there's been a slew of bad news over the past year. People may know Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah,
there was a big Binance thing that happened last week.
But you also have the government saying we're never going to do that. we're gonna introduce our own Fed coin.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren is not on board. So if Elizabeth Warren is on board, should you be? I mean, shouldn't you agree with whatever Elizabeth Warren says?
She's not on board for.
She's not a big fan of the Bitcoin.
Oh, she's
not
for the CBDC.
I'm sure she'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
but
sure
does not want Bitcoin.
No,
this is decentralized. They don't have control of it, so of course people don't like it. But it is interesting to see. I mean, this is a big part of what the Argentinian, the new guy Malay down there. Yeah. He's a big Bitcoin guy. There's
I'd love
a lot of the candidates are pretty good on this topic as well, including even, I have to say, RFK Jr. is good on this, who I'm not a fan of. Ramaswamy is big on this. DeSantis has been really good on the central bank digital currency. I mean, people are like, why is he even talking about this? A year ago. Well, I think we've seen how important it is. And
let me show you, because I want to put together a show next year on CBDC and show what it really is. Let me just show you a couple of things I found here recently. Cut 11. This is a Dutch political commentator on central bank digital currencies, because this is happening all over the Western world. Listen.
So check it out. So these are the three examples he's going to give. He's going to have three different people talking. Right now, this person, I'll play it back. He said a Dutch, representative or something, but just listen to what they say, though. These are the times we're coming into, man, what the Bible say. No man could buy or sell save you have this mark. That's what it's leading to.
Cut 11. This is a Dutch political commentator on central bank digital currencies. Because
a Dutch political commentator.
This is happening all over the Western world. Listen.
If we accept the fact that a QR code grants us access to society, what makes you think that they won't link that to anything else except for your vaccination status? What if that green screen on your phone that grants you access to society turns red the moment you take a flight too many, or you eat meat too much, or you didn't recycle your plastic yesterday? How dare you? What if that green screen on your phone that is linked to your digital wallet that's filled with nothing more but, I'm going to say it, central bank digital currencies will turn red the moment you say something that the government classifies as hate speech?
The people. Y'all hear that though, huh? Come on, man. The apostles, elders, I can been pushing this out. They just really add on to what we've been saying. What's the scripture? They make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. So the Lord got these Edomites exposing them their own selves, man, revealing their plans. These things are going to happen. Play it back.
I'm going to say it. Central bank digital currencies will turn red the moment you say something that the government classifies as hate speech.
Social credit score. That's going to be linked to it too.
What if they can turn off your life at the push of one button? If they can do it in China, they can do it here. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom that is limited to those who do and say exactly what the government wants them to do and say is no freedom. It's imprisonment dressed up as freedom. And we need to see it for what it is. If we want to turn this around, that is. We need to wake up. We need to speak up. We need to say no, draw a line, and disobey these laws.
Now, listen, in Australia, here's a politician in Australia warning the Australians about central bank digital currencies.
Now, listen to what these people say. I know the other Tazapai had a good point on what some of this man will mention. I believe is in the next clip. But these are people who are in the loop of things, man. It ain't just no random person saying this. They're in a loop of what's going on, and they flat out telling us.
Cut 50.
Let's be blunt. The so-called Trusted Digital Identity Bill represents a watershed moment in Australian history. We stand at the divide between a free personal enterprise future and a digital surveillance age. If nothing is done to stop this bill, government will sit in the middle of every interaction Australians have with each other and with the world. And it achieves this in the same way China does, by creating a digital identity that forms a central part of a person's life. You can call it a license to live. What began with COVID contact tracing, vaccine passports, and QR check-ins will soon be formalized by an inescapable digital identity. It signals the complete end of consumer privacy, the end of citizen anonymity, and the beginning of a big brother digital age that treats the people of Australia as products rather than free human beings. The government intends to build a complete digital record of every Australian to be shared and used. Our medical history, our shopping preferences, who we associate with, whether our choices are really so-called green, social security, veteran services, travel records, website viewing, employment status, and social media comments. Everything will go on the record and be available to any large corporation that can pay for access.
Y'all hear that? Everything will be on. Again, they mentioned the CBDCs, but we know that's the C-HIP ultimately, man. They said the juice passports, if you're updated on your juice, your medical records, your personal records, where you shopping at, how much you spending. Is you really going green, or is you just saying it? Is you really trying to fight, carbon pollution, or is you just saying it? They're gonna track everything, man. That scripture, I get it real quick. 2 Thessalonians 2, Esau trying to play the Most High. And that's why these other camps got it wrong at. They think we just saying he want to put a C-HIP in people, like Bishop Nate said, so you can go buy a Snicker or some lamb. No, it's way bigger than that. That's just to tickle people fancy to think, well, we could pay digital, it's gonna be faster. I don't have to open doors, it's a convenient life. But the main reason he want to put this in people is for total control. Just like Aaron Russo said when he was giving that interview by Alex Jones. He was told by Rothschild, Rockefeller, that they was going to put C-HIPs in people for the purpose of total control. Esau want to play the Most High, man. And this is his way to do so. I'll get this real quick. The 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'll get straight to the point and I'll finish the video. The 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse, I'm going to start at 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. What day? The day of Yahushua. It says that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which we fell away as Israelites. Now we coming back. So scratch that one off the list. This is the next thing. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That's Esau Edom. And he's being revealed even by his own people. First and foremost, the prophets. But this is his mindset, though. Verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshiped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God, man. And this is a way they show, or should I say, what we reading, listening to in these videos, the control these people want to have, that is an example of this scripture playing out right now in live time, man. Just like Yuval Noah Harari said, he said, we don't need the God of the Bible, we can be God. And this technology is their way to be the Most High, man. But you got some other Taza Pop?
Oh, no, you good, brother.
Okay, Con, I'll play it.
Employment status and social media comments. Everything will go.
Social media comments. We did a couple lessons on that Thursday Live. They're going to be watching that too, man.
Go on the record and be available to any large corporation that can pay for access.
Now, let me give you one from the United States. This is a member of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve. This is the president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank. This is what he says about CBDC.
Mind you, these ain't just no regular everyday people. These are people who are in the loop. The president of a reserve, one of the Federal Reserve banks right here in America. You see, which the Federal Reserve is the American central bank, right? But you don't think this man in the loop? You don't think he been in those meetings? Watch what he gonna say.
A member of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve. Is the president of the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank. This is what he says about CBDCs.
Central bank digital currency. Do you think that that is something that you all should be looking into seriously? To what degree should you be looking into it seriously? Just what are your thoughts on CBDC?
As my colleagues at the Federal Reserve have talked about, we are examining it. I'll tell you my personal bias is I'm pretty skeptical. I keep asking anybody at the Fed or outside of the Fed to explain to me what problem this is solving. I can send anybody in this room $5 with Venmo right now. right? No, seriously. So what is it that a CBDC could do that Venmo can't do? And all I get is a bunch of hand waving. I get a bunch, well, maybe it's better for financial inclusion. Maybe it's better for cross-border remittances. Maybe. Is there any evidence that it is? And, they say, well, what about China? China's doing it. Well, I can see why China would do it. If they want to monitor every one of your transactions, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. If you want to impose negative interest rates, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. And if you want to directly tax customer accounts, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. So I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that?
Yeah.
So this kind of goes into what I'm talking about tonight on TV. Gaslight.
You want to speak on that one?
It was plain enough. Like the point I made earlier before we started. I mean, you have to ask that question. Now, he answered the question in a roundabout way, but for the people, it serves no purpose. For the people's overlords, it's the perfect bill for what they need, what they want to do. All right, but it serves no purpose, as he stated. What problem does the CBDC solve on behalf of the people? So, in other words, I brought that up to say people should be up in arms, but they don't know what's going on. Half of them never even heard of a CBDC, let alone know what all it entails. All right, so. Yeah, like you said, I could understand China wanting that. And so, like I said, in a roundabout way, he answered the question, because what it does is give the owners, which would be these corporations, ultimately these big banking families, these elite overlords, it gives them complete control. So it solves that problem of how do we control the populace, the global populace. It solves that problem for them. But for you people, y'all should be in these streets tearing this shit up. But in due time, So, brother, you got it.
Con. And you know what all of them mentioned? They all mentioned how China already set. Now, why that's key, because at the WEF, the World Economic Forum, and these different meetings, Justin Trudeau in Canada, they all been saying the same thing. And what they've been saying, that China is the model for a new digital world.
Right.
And that's
you had something? I want to read Revelation 12 and 12 real quick.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Okay. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. And that time just keeps getting shorter as the days go by. So, and the shorter or closer we get, the more this devil's wrath is poured out. As the apostle said, I never forgot it. And Apostle Tahar said this years ago, there's going to come a time this devil is going to show you his horns. And then that's what you about to see. You people about to see who this man really is. So, yeah, brother.
Con, I grabbed this quicker from Shamala going into Babylon, which they wanted the leaders in this too. But these are one of the things that they was going to have back and forth with these nations. Revelation 18:3, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and the flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men, man. These are what these governments are trying to gather, not just have people on lockdown. No, they want to own you, man. They want to rule you. They want you to follow just like the Lord. They want to be like the Most High. They want you to walk in their steps, and putting that C-hip in you, that's going to very well allow them to do that, man, to a certain extent, because we know the Lord didn't allow that to go on, Hey,
that's right. When you take that chip, you by default, selling your soul.
Mm-hmm.
You giving yourself over to the beast. It is his mark. So you literally giving up your soul to this beast system. So yeah, that's right on point.
You got something else, and we'll hop to the next
Oh, you
segment.
good? I'm good.
Okay, So y'all put that video in the chat so y'all can check it out at your leisure. So now let's hop into the second portion of the lesson. It says pandemic 2.0 in the making with question marks, because this is another thing that's been in the news lately, right? A new, or should I say, plandemic coming, and the thing is, it's lining up perfectly with how the first one fell out. Right? Matter of fact, I got a quick pre-sub. Nah, I might wait. I'm gonna wait because look, remember, all this is planned. They got Agenda 2030. They do they practice when diseases gonna happen, talking about these elites, right? Bill Gates and so on and so forth. They practice these things before they come out. And we gotta watch how we talk with this segment of the lesson, because we don't want to get no medical misinformation, But even before 2019, 2020, they already practice run the CV, man. That was just a test. But now they're using that framework from 2019, 2020, from when CV happened, to replay it back. Let's run it back. Niggas say today, spin a block. Esau about to spin a block with the same plan. But this time it's going to be worse. So we'll hop into it. Now, I'm not going to get into this article. I just kind of wanted the headline or highlight the title. It says, now this is from End Times Headlines. It says, pandemics are a catalyst for the coming NWO. Because remember, even when the digital framework came, when that came, during the last demic, CV. And just like the dude said on this video, him right here, he said that the digital system or digital IDs, the CV was used as an excuse to bring that forth. Right? They want your travel information, your juice records. They're going to use these sicknesses to bring forth laws, legislation in the digital world. You said something, Zaquan?
Yep. No, I didn't say nothing. But that was Malcolm Roberts of Australia. No.
So I ain't go. Look, I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all. I just want to highlight that title. So let's hit this. Let's start with this. Now, this is an article. I ain't gonna get into this article. I just want to play like a couple seconds of what Bill Gates gonna say, and we'll get into these other articles. Now, this was put out a couple of days ago, 5 days ago, 11/25. From Planet Today, it says that the Gates Foundation insider boasts that billions will die in 2024 demic. And I'm gonna just play a quick portion. As you see them, looky here. See, they have meetings.
I'll say this before you get started. He's already quoted. Y'all could easily find the clips where he said, the next one, that one will get the people's attention. Because he's talking about the first one, and he said, yeah, people kind of didn't take this one too serious, but the next one will get their attention. So they planning something, Yeah, you got it.
That's a spirit, Zaquan, because that's a little clip I'm gonna play. So that's a spirit.
Okay.
But you see, they have meetings, and look, it's royal leaders there. You got that, Africans, Edomites, so on and so forth. But look, it's catastrophic contagion events. What if something happened? It like the dude said, Hugo right here.
3 years ago, Bill Gates openly bragged that a few.
Like Hugo right here, what he was saying is that let me see. I just play a little bit of it. Make sure this camera on. All right, here we go. I'll play a little bit of it.
3 years ago, Bill Gates openly bragged that a future pandemic would wipe billions of people off the face of the earth. Speaking with his trademark smirk, Gates couldn't have been clearer about his plans for the future. Now, according to a Gates Foundation insider, plans for the promised pandemic are underway, and the global elite are planning to shift their depopulation agenda into high gear. What is the event they're planning? It is a severe pandemic, worse than COVID-19, targeting young people and children. Gates is trying...
Oh, that's another thing. That's what this new one for. Because remember, the CB19, that mainly targeted who? The elderly and adults. Well, this new one is targeting children, man. So they're covering all bases.
Trying desperately to stop any information about this disturbing plan from leaking out to the public. The economy is going to take a long time to recover. Bill Gates' psychopathic smile.
I'm gonna play like 3 seconds and I'm gonna hop to what the elder Tazapod just mentioned. It's a short clip. I just want to open up with this to show this Bill Gates, he telling you something worse is coming. Well, we got the articles, you know.
When CNN host Fareed Zakaria says the economy is going to take a long time to recover.
The economy is not going to be anything like it was. It's going to take a long time to recover. It's going to be, people are going to be surprised at how slow and how fitful this was. It's going to take a long time to recover. It's going to be, people are going to be surprised at how slow and how fitful this is.
Of course, the rich got richer. The elite are now more elite than ever before. And of
all right, I'm gonna skip it to this. But you see how you was smiling when the dude said the economy gonna take a long time to recover. Watch how happy you get.
Right. In true psychopathic fashion.
Mm-hmm.
The economy is going to take a long time to recover.
The economy is not going to be anything like it was. It's going to take a long time to recover. It's going to be, people are going to be surprised at how slow and how fitful this was. It's going to take a long time to recover.
You see them things? But this is what the elder was just talking about. Because last demic, he mentioned, that wasn't good enough. We're going to turn it up this time.
He can't help gloating about the next one, the pandemic. So I recommend listening closely to Bill Gates when he predicts a future pandemic. He knows something we might not be aware of, and he can't help gloating about the next one.
We have identified a new variant of coronavirus, which may be associated with the faster spread in the southeast of England. Initial analysis suggests that this variant is growing faster than the existing variants.
We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
No, Bill Gates, the next
Hey, even look how his wife smiled too, though. So
yeah.
Spread in the southeast of
watch how him and his wife smile. Because so they know this coming, man.
England. Initial analysis suggests that this variant is growing faster than the existing variants.
We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
Boy, they some
no
man. Matter of fact, I got a quick precept because they think they plans on point. They think they got it, but the Lord, bro, he gonna cast all that down. Real quick, this is Psalm 64 and verse 1. The point in 6. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "Oh, Most High, listen to my complaint. Protect my life from my enemies' threats." That's a threat right there. Right? They planning evil. It says, "Hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers." It says they sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. We got an example of that. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. It says they encourage each other to do evil. Talking about the wicked, they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret, man. Again, going back to even this article, look, they said
no, Bill Gates, the next pandemic won't get any attention because you'll be locked up by then.
Quiet
this power-hungry cabal of...
What'd you say, Zaquan?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you read verse 4. Okay, verse 4, King James. It said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. And then it says in verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Because the trap has already been set. You got a lot of people walking around with the juice in them. that didn't perish, but you know, they got these things in them, and they carry a payload. And all it would take is for them to send a signal forth for that thing to unleash that payload, and who knows what that could trigger. You know, what they had, like I said, what snares they've laid privately inside of people's bodies that's just laying dormant, waiting to be activated, you know? And at the same time, they hitting us with the trails. So, I mean, this is the best case scenario for an all-out outbreak, you know, the likes of which, yeah, like you said, you know, it's been unprecedented. But anyway, you got it, brother.
And I finished reading this Psalm 64 in the NLT, and I read verse 6, and we continue. It says, as they plot their crimes, they say we have devised the perfect plan. Was he not confident when he said, whoa, the next one is going to get him? Laughing. Right, they think they got the perfect plan, Agenda 2030. You know, all these different meetings they be having, so on and so forth. They think they got it. It says, just the human heart and mind are cunning, but the Most High will shoot them with his arrows, suddenly striking them down. And even this is what we're seeing. And their own tongues will ruin them. You even have Edomites bringing out this information, man. Yeah. It says, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn, because not everybody see you for who you are. You know, everybody see you for who you are, your secret plans, your NWO agenda, and that's why these citizens go, it's going to be an insurrection against these governments, man. You know, like I said in Job, how the workers, the everyday workers, they go turn against Esau, these rulers, man. Same thing in 2nd Esdras 15. Everybody's seeing what you're trying to do, put everybody into the corner and starve people out. You know, but that's pretty much it.
Some people, Jake ain't up on game for the most part, you know, and that's why I wanted to start off, you know, with saying, you know, appreciate this truth, because this truth gives us light in this dark ass world, you know, to stay away from Esau's plots and ploys of destruction towards us, you know. But Jake don't know what's going on. You got some Edomites that do, but not all Esau. And these other heathen nations, a lot of them don't know what's going on. Some of them know, some of them have awakened to this truth, or well, to that particular truth of you know, that Pandeezy, but a majority of the people don't know what's going on. But it says, yeah, those that do see, yeah, they're gonna flee. But not everybody sees. You got it, brother.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to continue with this. I'm going to play this quick clip. Now, this is from a guy named Ryan Yates. He put out good information, which a lot of his vids be clickbait sometimes, but he be having some good information. He'd be up, you know, up on it. So he put this out 5 hours ago, and it says, it's happening. Mysterious undiagnosed pneumonia spreads in China. U.S. cities warn. Now, the point he's going to make is that everything is playing out again how it played out the first time, 4 years ago? You know, so let's hear him out.
Shaken by the sudden
let me know if you got something, Zaquan.
Emergence of a new pneumonia outbreak in China. And it's kind of reminiscent of a very similar event that we've seen in the past. In fact, in the past 4 years. And
He a proud American.
It's not just China, folks. In fact, it's happening in multiple countries, and multiple U.S. cities are under alert at this point. I'm going to share those cities with you guys later in this video. But ultimately, a mysterious pneumonia outbreak is emerging in New York just days after similar illnesses were reported in China, as well as multiple other countries. Now, the announcement of a pneumonia outbreak originating in China sent shockwaves across the globe. In fact, it was a stark reminder of just how quickly the infectious diseases can surface. And, you know, even in an era of advanced medical knowledge and technology, it still happens. In fact, the initial reports are painting a very concerning picture of a health crisis that could very well be unfolding in a region with a very similar population and international connections as we had seen in the last 4 years. Now, wow, guys, we've already got 208 people in the live here. If you guys could do me a quick favor, drop a quick like for the.
All right, so that was his intro. Now I'm gonna move forward to about 4 minutes and just let it play.
If building a side hustle business interests you, keep watching. If not, click skip video.
What's video?
Importance of communication across the board. Now, before it's too late, guys, make sure you have your emergency outbreak preparedness list. Make sure you have these items video as well as in the pinned comment. So make sure you get these essential supplies, and make sure your family and crazy things happened the last time. Last thing you want to do is find yourself in a similar situation this time if it evolves to that point. Now, the current situation's deepening concerns, and it's not surprising that many people are raising questions and they're expressing their worries about this. Now, I want to share some of the key points of interest that I've gathered so far. And of course, this is an evolving situation. And of course, I just want to kind of quickly just kind of touch on this surge of mysterious pneumonia cases emerging in upstate New York with 142 children all of a sudden falling ill with the disease. It makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder. In fact, the outbreak emerged in Warren County near the state border with Vermont. And the average age of the affected children is 8 years old. They're showing symptoms such as cough, fever, and fatigue. Now, we talked about this in previous videos, how we were hearing that this new variant of another virus was likely going to be targeting our children. I guess since the first pandemic attacked the older population, and it seems like there was a waning concern, the new targeted demographic is a lot younger, and maybe the people will respond differently and more urgently this time. I don't know, just kind of putting it out there. Now, what we're looking at is an overwhelmed healthcare system. Now, one of the most immediate concerns highlights the overwhelming healthcare systems, particularly in the regions that are affected by the pneumonia outbreak. Hospitals and medical facilities are struggling to cope with the influx of patients, especially children. This strain on their healthcare resources is a clear sign of the severity of the situation. In fact, there is a map that has actually been provided. And if you guys want to see this map of the countries that are affected, I posted it on my Twitter. So if you guys aren't already following me on Twitter.
So I speeded it up a little bit. Y'all who watching, let me know if it's going a little too fast, So I speeded it up to 1.2.
Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. There's a link in the description of this video down below where I shared the map so you guys can see what's going on. So this thing is spreading to other countries. It was originally identified in China, but the global nature of the crisis is particularly alarming. In fact, despite the countries like China, India, implementing different measures to control the outbreak, it is now spreading to other nations. One of those nations is Netherlands. So yes, the Netherlands is one of the countries that this, virus has spread out to. And this raises questions about how the virus is actually transmitting across borders and the effectiveness of contamination efforts. Now, if they don't get this thing under control now, we could very well find ourselves in a similar situation as we saw in the last 4 years. And if you guys remember, 4 years ago, it was right around this.
Now hear them out. 4 years ago, when Wuhan, China, right? When they first came with they couple cases, right? It was all around this time, the same time, going into December. That's the point he's about to make.
Time. Can I get an amen, guys? It was right around this time that we started hearing murmurs of something going on in China, people getting sick over there, and pretty much it was kind of like, I want to say no one really paid much attention to it because it was like, it's over there, it wasn't a big deal, wasn't all over the news, and it was just in China, right? So here we are in the United States. Most people are like, what, hopefully they get it under control, but it was just like, it was a news story that no one really listened to. But here it is. We're literally the last day of November right now. It's the 30th. I don't know what part of the country you are, but right now, for me, it's 12:46 p.m. Eastern time. And in 11 and a half hours, if my math is right, 11 hours and 15 minutes, it's going to be December 1st. And I swear it was right around December, 4 years ago, where we started hearing talk about this. And, Trump had said his piece on it. Some people got on board. Some people pretty much ignored him.
Mind you, that was election year too. Same things, man. Same things playing out.
Yeah.
Come January, February, and March, everything exploded. So I don't know what's going to happen with this thing, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'm going to keep my thumb on this current story and the evolvement of this, because I don't want to find myself in a situation like we found ourselves in last time. And I wasn't as prepared as I could.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop right there because it's some more we might play, we might not, but I'm gonna put it in the chat if y'all want to watch it on your own, because there's more good stuff that he said in there. Now I pulled up this real quick because I was interested. If I thought I had it up. All right, let's see. I type it in again. I typed in CV19 timeline just to see where we at and how things played out. Right. So let me pull up this one first because it's like a picture. So remember, it said in December, that's when they first started coming. Right, December, that's when we heard the talks of it being in Wuhan. Then January, right? Then around March, it spread, and then everything was shut down by March and April. That's quick. So we seeing the same things play out once again. I'm gonna go to this one because it's a more detailed timeline, which I'm gonna throw these in the chat too. But so it's 2019, right? And this is from the CDC website, CV timeline. Now, this is what the man was saying. Last year, in 2019, the first hearing about it was December 12th, which we coming upon that, right? And look, the WHO, the World Health Organization, December 31st. In January, Wuhan started closing down stuff, right? January, the CDC got involved. They named it, right? January 10th, right? January 11th, they updating on it. Let's see. Then we go down to, so all these things. And look, January, well, shit, a month away. Now you can say that. Shit, a month away. Now, February, where's that? New York. New York. In Manhattan. You know, they gave the CV name. But you see these things happening, man. We that much more closer. And look, in March, things shutting down Cali, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, right? Everything's shutting down. Trump put on warp speed. He came with the warp speed. People had to get jabs. So within months, things changed. The point I'm making, man. And look, it first came out in what, December, the first cases in Wuhan. And by January, February, the world was different. March, the world was different. We living in that time, and going back to what Bill Gates said, he said this one gonna be far worse. So we can definitely expect something to happen, man. You got some Zaquan, because in these last few articles, we can kind of just skim through, you know, and that's pretty much it. Just to show the same effects are happening, and it's not just in China. But you got some of those, Zaquan?
Oh, you good.
Okay, kind of. So just a quick one to show the same things happening. So this is from End Times headlines. It says, and this was just put out as well, what the date is, a couple of days ago. It says Chinese scientists claim they have discovered a new bat, CV, linked to pangolins that has some freak mutation. And, you know, we just been hearing about it. But now look, this is what they already doing. It's happening again. China enforces mask mandates and social distancing again as mystery pneumonia spreads, right? What else they doing? This was put out 3 days ago. It says China's COVID trauma returns as hazmat workers disinfect the streets. So they back to the same thing. We seen it play out again, man. Literally the same story playing out again. You know, they got mask back hazmat people on the streets. But it's the thing, it's not just in China, it's spreading already. As you see right here, this is from The Messenger. This was put out 3 days ago. It says child pneumonia cases surge in Europe, China and Europe now. It says as fears rise over outbreak in China. Right? And you got what, Australia, the Netherlands, India. I'll play this quick vid.
The news now, and the outbreak of respiratory illness among children in China has raised alarms. Questions are being asked, what could have led to the rise in respiratory infections in China? We've seen another illness from China wreak havoc globally.
You see, so India on alert. And this right here in America, mystery pneumonia hits the U.S. with 142 children or kids with white lung syndrome in one county. So look, man, expect a lot of things to happen in these upcoming months. This another one. It says, now they are telling, this is from End Times headline as well. Now they are telling us that the DC area hospitals are reporting an uptick in sick visits as global concern for respiratory illnesses grows. Now, I'm sure brothers and sisters out there, y'all see the pattern, man. The same things, and I pretty much ended with this one. The same things playing out. And I put all these articles in the chat, you know. But this is from shtfplan.com. This was put out yesterday. It says New York ruling class says it can now quarantine people against their will. I'll read a little bit of this one. It says the New York Supreme Court Appellate Division has overturned a decision in a lawsuit over the state's unreasonable CV quarantine regulations. And look, what a perfect time. Now they can quarantine people at will at the same time a mystery sickness pop back up. And remember, New York always the first state to make laws, and then everybody else follow. But it says these regulations in a move that could pave the way for quarantine camps in New York. The ruling class thinks it has unlimited power over the slave class until we stand up and disobey together. We are stuck being slaves, you know, and it goes on. You know, it goes on. I'm gonna get a quick precept.
I got one. You
No, you got it.
Yeah, you know, you get sick of these goddamn cowards, man. Esau ain't never fought a fair fight in his life, and he needs to pull out all the truth. You know, we use this term white supremacy, but if this devil was so supreme, why you gotta sicken everybody?
Right.
Why you don't just come on and do what you got to do? But you need every advantage, you know. You need every advantage because you're just a weak, low-life piece of fucking shit.
That's right.
And this is why the Lord is he's gonna level the playing field on behalf of the elect of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly. That's why I say y'all don't know how precious. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do understand how precious this truth is. But this devil is trying to leave us at such a disadvantage to where we can't even fight back. But the Lord is going to level that playing field against this goddamn devil.
That's right.
You know, the rulers are not a terror to good works. So here Isaiah 59:19 says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, so that's what he wants to do. He wants to just come in and have easy pickings and just run over you, just like a flood, like a tsunami. He wants to just come in and with overwhelming force and just bowl everyone over. All right. So it says again, Isaiah 59:19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall lift up a standard against him. And the Lord is going to give brothers, you know, certain brothers going to get spiritual powers to resist, all right? Resist these ailments, resist these plagues, and to physically resist this goddamn devil. All right. So yeah, y'all got y'all shit on the left, but we got even more greater power on the right, because as the scripture says, greater is he who is in you than he that is in the world. So yeah, come on with it, you fucking devils.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn, man, you got it, Doc.
Come on, that's it. That's
We
it.
won't even, you know, won't even engage you as a man. He got to come sideways and with all this little shit try to weaken you. But go ahead, Doc.
Con. Real quick, just to land back off what you got, and you know, that's pretty much it. This Psalms 91, because whatever Esau do, man, the Lord gonna, as the elder was just saying, the beauty and the opportunity that the Lord gave us to be a part of this ministry, man. This is a blessing. Because when all these things happen, the Lord already told us if we're doing this work, we're going to be protected from that. Whether it's Esau got diseases coming out, made up diseases, famines, whatever it may be, man.
That's right.
Because really, we telling him what he going to do before he do it. We telling you your plans, man. So really, you going according to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai tune that's coming through the prophets. And really, Ezekiel, that's what make him even that much more pissed off. Because he sees these poor Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans on the highways and hedges telling him his plans, cussing them out in his face.
Come.
I read this real quick. This Psalms 91:1. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. What's the secret place? It's truth. It says, of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. Complete protection. It says, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. It says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And that's the main plague that's going to come. It says he shall cut, which is those missiles. It says he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And it's the point I wanted, since we're talking about pestilences, him putting C-hips in people, which even a C-hip, that's going to bring on a disease, man. As it's saying Revelation, that plague, I forget how it's worded, you know, but even that's going to bring on a disease. Because I know these things going to shake a lot of people up when people start dropping like flies, man. They would have said earlier, when that juice kick in, they turn up a frequency. They got 5G towers everywhere. They turn up a frequency, people going to start dropping. That's going to put fear into a lot of people. But for us, all those going to be family members, close family members, friends, co-workers, next door neighbors. It's going to be a reality check, but we should have comfort in this, because the Lord said, even when that comes, verse 6, Psalms 91:6. I'm going to start at 5 again because they roll together. Thou shalt not be afraid. That's the subject matter. Don't be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor, so this is something else to not be afraid of, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Things we can't even see. The diseases he putting out, stuff he putting in the food that's going to get people sick. Remember, the Lord said we're going to eat and drink things, poison, and it ain't going to hurt us, man. Believe in that. Even these little sicknesses out here. It says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. I got this word pestilence real quick on the etymology online. It says from the 1300s, any infectious or contagious disease, fatal epidemic, plague, deadly disease or plague, man. So the Lord said we even gonna be protected from that. It says, nor for the, verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walk in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. I'm gonna jump down to 9 and shit. That's pretty much it. Verse 9, because thou hast made Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. What's a habitation? A dwelling. So because we live this truth daily, the Lord says, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, man.
That's right.
You see? You got us, Aquan.
No, you good. I just, yeah, that's on point.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you had something else.
Yeah, I'm
okay, so I see that brother.
No, I got one real quick.
Okay, come
on.
Yeah, I see that brother Spiritual Ark posted that Revelation 16 about that sword, that grievous sword, for taking that sea-hip. That's gonna bring death and disease to people too, man.
Oh, definitely. I just wanted to read real quick Habakkuk 2 and 4. All right. So this is Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. You see, it's like a little fucking coward.
Right.
It says, but the just shall live by his faith. All right. And that's very important going forward. We're going to have to live by faith. Okay. Stand on all of the things that the Lord promised us. Okay. And it goes on to say in verse 5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine. And that means, you know, he goes against what's said in these scriptures. All right. He goes against righteousness by way of his philosophies, his doctrines, his ideologies. All right. That's his wine, his belief system. All right. It's a worldly, carnal, corrupt belief system. All right. It tends to death. Yahweh Shah came to give us life. All right. And that life is through that faith that we need to be living by. All right. We need to be living by faith. Okay. So that means, hey, let this devil do his best. Or as they say, do your worst. Because we're going to stand strong in this word. All right. So again, verse 5, Habakkuk 2 and 5, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. All right. This man is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, through just some of the tools that the brother went into, the CBDC. He wants to gather all the nations, all of the world together through this digital currency. All right, getting these governments to sign on to this tyranny to impose and oppress the people, and that goes into Revelation as well with the the kings of the earth living deliciously with her, her being Babylon, all right, because a lot of these ideas, you saw Bill Gates, he's a Babylonian, all right? A lot of these ideas and philosophies come right out of America, all right? All that research started in Babylon. They moved that lab to Wuhan, or that research and what they was doing. They had to get from under the scrutiny of the U.S. and the government, and they moved that shit to Wuhan. It didn't originate there. So a lot of this stuff goes back or comes back to Babylon, and those chickens are coming home to roost. All right, but it says, who enlarges his desire as hell. He's looking to inflict hell on all of the world. All right. Just so he can enlarge his desire, which is to what? He wants to, he got the brain syndrome from Pinky and the Brain. He wants to take over the world. And then it says, and is as death. Is this all he has to offer anyone? Okay. Anything this man offers you, just like the brother mentioned, that 6400 that you see on YouTube, every commercial, they talk, the government, if you ain't got yours yet. But one thing I know about this devil, he doesn't do nothing out of the generosity or the kindness of his heart. He's a nigger. Scripture calls him what's that term in Isaiah 10? But anything that this man gives you, it comes with strings attached. Okay? So he can keep that shit, because really it's too little, too late. I got all my eggs in the basket of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and I'm riding with it. That's right. How do you call that?
What's that?
But anyway,
Isaiah 10, you said?
Yeah, but I don't see it. But anyway, going back to Habakkuk, it says, verse 5, let me read it from the top again. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. And so that's talking about him trying to establish that one world order. And then it says in verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay is talking about heavy debt. All right. Usury. And that goes back to the Hebrew word ibatyat, and it just means heavy debt. And that's what he is imported all throughout the world from where? Right here in the heart of Babylon. All right. This Federal Reserve dollar has imported debt all throughout the world. And no one's buying the U.S. Treasury bonds right now. So them chickens that I mentioned previously gonna come home to roost sooner than you believe. Because the U.S. Treasury, the T-bonds and all that is dead. Nobody's buying them. And so the dollar is literally right now worthless. It's just, you know, like you say, it's just there for appearances. And you're going to find out what it is. All of this shit is going to hit the collapse, economic, the pandeezes, all this shit coming down the pipe all at once for overwhelming effect. And right, it's the stage is set. The stage is set, man. This devil is getting ready to go in for the kill.
That's right.
All right, and if you ain't got Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you ain't got jack shit. Your money ain't gonna save you. Your house out in the, you know, all the shit you done hoarded up, none of that shit gonna save you. We the only ones at Great Millstone that's telling you, get your house in order with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because that's the only way. Everybody's, oh, you need to get this and get that. You need to get you guns. None of that shit is gonna work.
That's right.
The fuck y'all talking about? Ain't nobody but Great Millstone and those who teach like us telling you get right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because yeah, the Most High set this all up. The Most High set all of this up from the left, well, the left to the right. He's in control of all of this, and it's designed specifically for, especially here in America, that the only ones that's going to make it out of this are the ones who truly believe in him and his word.
That's right.
So, yeah, brother, you got it.
Con, I just got a quick one to back up what you said. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 13. It's in the GNT. I'm going to read down. Because when you go into this, the angel told Ezra he was almost at the end of the world. And that was what, shit, 400 some years before Yahweh Shai even came on the scene. So how close are we now, man? And this is what the angel told him. 2nd Ezra 14 and 13 in the GNT. Just as the elder said, it says, so set your house in order, warn your people, and comfort those who are humble, and teach those who are wise. And then say goodbye to this mortal life. Put earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens. And that's the time we at, man. We supposed to be separated from this society. You got it?
No, the water, brother. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, that's the one.
Con. You can speak on it. I'll just read it for you. You can speak on it. It says, 2nd Ezra 14 and 14 GNT, it says, put your earthly cares away from you. Throw down your human burdens and lay aside your weak human nature.
Yeah, no, you got it, brother. You speak on that.
You know, these people out here, they worried about the new pestilence. They worried about, well, what I'm gonna do with my money and my job and this and that. We should let those things go. You know, the Christian church say, let go and let God. Right? We gotta have that mindset. Let go and let
Yahweh. They don't carry it out. They say it, but they don't walk in it.
Right.
Right.
You know, it says, because look, when all hell break loose, you're gonna be like Lot's wife if you don't detach now. Because remember, she was outside the city, she still cared about it though, man. Because she didn't detach. So the Lord telling us right now, detach, because all hell about to break loose and we don't want to get caught up in it. Jeremiah 51, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul. For the purpose of what? Being not cut off in her iniquity, man. But verse 15, it says, put all your anxieties to the side and get ready to leave this world quickly. And this is the time when it says you have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. Come on, man. Jacob's trouble. 4 worse things are about to happen. The elder been talking about Esau. He finally about to show them horns. He took the suit off. He threw it. You know, they took the blue contacts out and dyed his hair brown. Now he got them horns on. You got it.
Yeah, Con, no, you good, brother. You good. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about Isaiah 32. It speaks about the vile person. That's Esau. Yeah, no, we ain't got to get it. We don't have to get it though.
Con. Yeah, that's a spirit, because when you were saying that, y'all not about did post it for you too.
Oh, okay, read it. Yeah, all right.
Con, this Isaiah.
I'll read it. I'm right here. Oh,
Con,
it don't matter.
You got it.
This is okay, Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5. And it says, the vile person shall be no more, Salaki. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. All right, liberal means generous. That's another word for generous. All right, they got that term in politics, the liberals, the conservatives. Well, liberal means generous. All right, they tell you, you buy some shampoo, they say, put a liberal amount, in your hand and massage it into your scalp. They say they use liberal, they're talking about generous. So, because that's what niggas thought. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with this white man. He gave me a job, Oh, he did this, he did that. But it said the vile person shall no more be called liberal, because you're going to see this man's horns here real soon. It says, nor the churl, that's the word, churl. I was looking for the churl, said to be bountiful. All right. That's the word I was looking for. And churl, in my margin, it says miser. All right. Which would be like a niggard. Okay. That's Esau. He's the ultimate niggard in the earth. He's churlish. All right. So it says, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy. And that's what they're practicing now. Hypocrisy. All right. Yeah, this new CBDC is going to be so wonderful. And it's going to do, even with the MARK. Oh yeah, it's going to be so convenient, and you're going to be able to do this, that, and the third. It's going to be so wonderful, and your life is going to be magnificent. That's hypocrisy.
Right.
So it says, for the vile person shall speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord. That's what I was saying earlier. To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. So, I'll read 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. Is not the MOTB an instrument? Is not the CBDC an instrument? And they're all evil. Okay? He came up with the juice. He created the pandeezy and then offered you the juice. That was all evil. Okay? The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. We, my friends, are the poor. All right? The children of Israel, that is. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans predominantly. I don't give a damn. You got $1 million in your bank account. Or you Jay-Z. Yeah, you and your wife combined worth $1 billion or so. They can take that shit. Kanye showed you. He thought he was a billionaire. They can take that shit overnight. All right, so you are poor. All right, you are poor. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak it right. So that was it, brother.
Kanye, shit, that's all I had. You could take us out,
Oh, well, shit. With that, man, we pray that you brothers and sisters would edify with today's message. And Lord willing, We'll come back, hit you next week with some more of this fire. All right. So to the next one, man. All right, we're gonna say again, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.
Shalom. The water for tuning in. Shalom.